And Animal is checking in. We're good. Tally, how you doing? All right. Flying snakes. Well, it's not flying snakes, Tally. However, it is a heavy news day. And I'm going to try to talk about hearts already. Thank you guys. I'm going to try to talk about the news today. I don't know if I'm allowed or not, but that was the whole point of this show, was to talk about some news and try to look at it through a self-development lens. Do you know why that was why I wanted to do this show? Because we were having so much weird news that I wanted to make sense of it and at least give everyone who watches this show an opportunity to filter in the information through a self-development lens, to use it to fuel us to want to be better. But instead, the news got so crazy, so outrageous, and so insane that I couldn't talk about it from the frame that I wanted to, because I would have just everyone would have started yelling at me. Tally says Summer Love Fest moved to New York City Hall. Yes, I saw that, and I've been to that New York City Hall and downtown. I used to live downtown. Christina, how are you doing? Hippie the Hills, how you doing? Charlie, how you doing? Yes, Egan in Florida, how you doing? Did I say Hippie in the Hills? Where's Jaron? There he is. Hello, Jaron. That is a Pokemon name. Happinachu? I don't know. I don't know Pokemon and how that works. I hope everyone is doing well. And what we got? Super Red Eric, right on. Okay. So, guys, welcome. Thank you. We have some new people to show, which is so rad. How about that? Hey, this is a good crowd. Yes, it's true. It is Pokemon. Okay. So, yes. And Charlie is asking, good morning to you in Periscope land with our mod General Jen, who is taking care of everything over there. Yes, Ghislaine Maxwell. That's what we're going to start today about. I have some things to say about that. I just want to make sure, living the yacht life. Yeah, right? I just want to make sure that I'm live on YouTube, because I've had some issues with that, and it makes things better when I know that I am. So let me make sure we're good over there. Yes, we are. We're good over there. Okay. So I hope everyone's doing well. Yes, it is a full house over here, Christina. Isn't it great? And my General Jen is taking care of Periscope. Now, as I stated, as we were starting the show, well, thank you very much, Stuart. Where it says we're good over in YouTube. You see, I don't understand. I never know who's watching from Periscope and or YouTube, because it is through Restream, and I only see you guys when you comment. So thank you very much. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. In March, I wanted to talk about topical news items through a self-development lens. Why did I feel that was important? Well, I know that I needed a filter or lens to view all the things that were happening in the news, to use it in a manner that would fuel me and be constructive, because what I saw was just so negative and things just weren't making sense. And it started to accelerate and get to a point of incredible weirdness when the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing happened. Wouldn't you guys say? Now, this is all speculation, and I also want to preface this by saying that I'm not one who's well involved in politics. In fact, I don't like either side. I think everyone's corrupt, blah, blah, blah. It's another thing. But through the lens of self-development, through the lens of self-actualization, I wanted to view the news in a manner that would give us strength for us to want to go out there and be our best. And things since the Jeffrey Epstein suicided thing, things to me observably had taken a turn. They got weird. They accelerated. Charlie says, maybe you can introduce Animal. The new followers will think that you're also running kindergarten. That is Animal. He is my co-host. He is going to Ed McMahon this whole thing for me. But yes, thank you, Charlie. So once the Jeffrey Epstein thing happened, it became observable to me that the insanity of the news and the world around us started to move at a breakneck speeds. And because of that, I needed to center myself. I need to be able to look at the news and look at it constructively for my own well-being. So I started putting together what I wanted to do every morning with this show. And I was already planning on doing something when the virus hit, and I found myself just doing the show as the virus hit as an opportunity to look at the news that was coming in, connect to you guys, look at it objectively, find opportunity to better ourselves with it, and hopefully gain from the insanity that was going on. And as we all know, those who have been on this journey with me have found it more and more difficult on a daily basis to talk about the news, because everything has been politicized to such a degree that you didn't know what you could say or what you could talk about or what was going on from one day to the next. It was getting crazy. I saved you guys during the last week. Well, thank you very much. You guys have saved me during the last week. Now, as things started to escalate and getting out of hand, you guys know that it has been more difficult for me to speak because I just didn't know what the right angle was. And it was getting, obviously, I felt that things were rapidly, as the social fabric that held us together, I felt was rapidly deteriorating. And it was with social media and the news and everything it seemed that there was a lot of conspiring to escalate the situation from powers that be. Speculation. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just prefacing everything with this. I'm speaking from my own personal observable experience. That is it. So, as things got crazier and crazier, and here we are looking at our second lockdown in Los Angeles, I was starting to get uncomfortable. Things are getting bizarre. And then today, I wake up to see that, how do you pronounce her name, guys? Ghislaine Maxwell has been arrested. Now, once again, speculation and just pure observation, we know that Jeffrey Epstein has had his hands in a lot of famous people's and powerful people's back pockets. Do I mean that they were all working together in some sort of capacity where money was being exchanged? Highly likely. And because of that, you have to admit that there is something going on. At least I did. I had to admit that something was going on that was lots of people were involved. if you go through socialite history of the tabloids, you would see that Jeffrey Epstein was connected to everybody. Everybody has been indicated as knowing him, traveled with him, hung out with him. So I'm not, that is all facts. And I'm not going to speculate anything. I might infer things that I'm thinking, but that is it. But that's facts. And so he disappeared, right? He suicide in a jail cell. And do we have to go through the list of reasons why that looked suspicious? Now, so that happened. Things started, yes, all facts. Things started rapidly getting weirder and weirder and weirder. And then I start to think, like Eric Weinstein and a lot of other people had brought up, like, are we going to talk to this woman? Does anyone want to find her? Anyway, Fawn says he might still be alive. We don't know. Charlie, I got my coffee right here. It's a little hot. I'm waiting for it to cool down. So I start to think that with everything going on, and can we all admit, can we all be adults here and say that it has observably gotten crazier in the last 6 months on an escalation basis? Come on. I mean, yeah, it's been a bit much, guys. So then waking up this morning, and I will say that because of the craziness, I started to get a little bit dismayed of what is going on and how I feel about it and how it has made me feel as somebody who is rooted in self-development and psychology. And I know how I feel about things going on. And you guys tune in every day. You see me working through it with you guys, trying to put some sort of light on the things. And it was getting weird. And then I wake up this morning seeing that Ghislaine, that's how we pronounce it. Thank you, Stuart, has been arrested. It brought me a smile and a little bit of hope in all of this, because I'm not saying that it's all connected, but I'm not saying it isn't. Or, like, I'm tired of the coinky dinks, guys. And I'm not giving you probability theory or a percentage, but I'm not ruling it out. At this point, you have to stick your head in the sand to just not see the insanity around us. And as I mentioned, I put the flag or the change of pace of the craziness in our world when the suicide happened. So that's what I wanted to say. To me, it seems I think it would answer a lot of questions. So I'm happy that it has happened. Let's hope it brings us some sort of understanding to the amount of insanity is going on. But I'll leave it at that. That's all I got to say about it. I wish I could say more, guys, but I'm just a guy in my Hollywood apartment here with a Muppet as a co-host, drinking coffee, hanging out with you guys every morning. Tally says, I hope she sings like a canary and the rest go down. Well, I don't know who the rest are. However, if they are involved with child molestation and pedophilia, and that there are, as a speculative thought, that there are many powerful, famous people involved. Yeah, let's hope we get that straightened out, because very powerful people that have dirt on other powerful people is a very scary thought to have going on. That's what I will say about that. So therefore, that is what I had to say about that. So today, I feel that I'm a little bit more optimistic. Homero Serrero says, hope she isn't killed like Epstein before she can talk. Yeah, I think we're all crossing our fingers, Homero. I think we're all crossing our fingers, because I think a lot of us already have put a lot of pieces together. And as I said, everything I'm saying is speculation. But my point is, if it's connected, then then a lot of things will be answered. How about that? So, that's some solace. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about today is I wanted to bring up Chaz, or CHOP, the Capitol Hill occupied protest. Free Candy, how you doing? It was a long time not seeing you, Candace. Hope they, Ollie says, I hope they have her on 24-hour watch over with guards right there. Well, it turns out, Ollie, that we had full 24-hour watch on Jeffrey Epstein, but, he sort of disappeared. Now, let's talk about CHOP. Yes, hearts, animal. We got hearts today. So I wanted to talk about CHOP because I wanted to mention this yesterday. So the Seattle mayor finally got in a position where she had to do something. So she had swept the streets, removed the protesters. Thank you for the hearts, guys. That makes me feel very appreciated. You know that I have become a circus animal for hearts on Instagram and Periscope. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. It's an animal. So isn't it interesting that all of those protesters, I thought that if they were to clean up the area, that there would be a lot more resistance than what I had seen. Now, obviously, I wasn't there, but it seemed like they were able to clean the area rather quickly without any violence, which I'm glad. I hate violence, and I don't want to see any more this summer. As wishful thinking as that may be, let's hope for the best. But once again, I felt the fact of all that we have been seeing was tons of young folks with massive weapons occupying the Seattle CHOP zone. And then the mayor, Jenny, says, hey, go in there and clean it up. And we don't see much resistance from all this heavy firepower that was in there. I'm just making an observation. You just make of it what you will. But I was happy about that. And I just found it peculiar. It's easy to clear it up when they're in control of it. They cleared it up before the anarchists were going to clean it up. Yeah. Well, I don't know what to say about that, Homero, but I find it incredibly interesting. And she says the word. She throws out a message. Hey, guys, guess what? I just sent in an order for that place to be cleaned up. So you might want to get the hell out of there before the police do. And then it just seemed like, other than the scraggly protesters, all the heavy armament was gone. The good thing about living in a small New England town is no massive protests. Where do you live, Spanish Fly 79? That makes me, I'm moving there. Blood, Sweat, and Silks. Hello this morning, and thank you for joining us. Probably the same reason everyone is equally excited to go home from camping as they are when they go camping. I I I can understand that sentiment, but I just found it funny that there was such a big stink made of we are going to control this area, we are not leaving this area, and we now it is our streets, and you see all these disturbing video of a lot of firepower and a lot of people armed to the teeth inside the zone. And then you hear that it's a festive atmosphere of a block party and it's going to be the summer of love. There you go, Vaughn. I was going to say that. And now it is cleared up. It is out. And Tally, you mentioned earlier that they were putting up a CHOP or a Chaz zone in downtown New York. We'll see how that goes. You know, once again, I'm not somebody who speculates, but I can call out the observations as I see them. And it seems to me that there is, and the observation that I will make is it seems that things are being controlled from a 50,000 foot level looking down, rather than how things are being handled on the ground. And there are obviously larger orders coming down the line that's speculation that are controlling it. But, you know, I'm tired of not acknowledging coincidences when in the last 6 months, and you could say the last year, that just seems that all there is coincidences. Oh, what another coinky dink. But, you know, I'm not somebody who is irrational and who is just going to start connecting dots for the reason to be connecting dots. However, as somebody who doesn't do that, I will acknowledge that they are coinky dinks. And I will put them, and I will write the coincidence down on a page, and I'll say, well, that is coincidence, isn't it? Poodle says, there are a few media items that I am enjoying on this one. This is one of them. I will check that out. I just see that it's a YouTube link. So that's what I had to say about CHOP. I know they were working on putting one together in Portland. I saw somebody who is from Portland who mentioned to say hello earlier. Do they have a zone in Portland, guys? I have not noticed one. I know they were trying to put one together in New York. I'm sure I would imagine they would try to put something together in LA as well. All right. So those are the news items today. And how exciting is that, guys? I got to talk about news items today. And now they keep trying. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, for your sake, if you live up there, you know, as somebody who understands human psychology, human behavior, Darwinism, and philosophy and psychology to the level that I do, which is, I can only state that I have been studying it for the last close to 20 years and have been practicing it at the Art of Charm for 15. So stating from those credentials, you don't want that in your backyard. How about that? Spark of sass. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing good is going to come out of that. So I could say that. Now, the last thing that I wanted to leave you guys with was just an anecdote, or not an anecdote, but just the way I see reading. And, you know, I just want to say, so I mentioned this the other day that when I get asked, when guests come on the show and they have books out, I always get asked, would you like that on Kindle or a link to the book? Or would you like an audible, or do you want the physical book? I always choose the physical book. I don't know about you guys, but I am now looking for excuses throughout the day to not be on my phone, because LA now is in lockdown, basically in lockdown number 2. We already got a situation yesterday where they've now put us on code orange, which means one step off from code red on the pandemic, which means I'm not going to be out as much as I have been in the last few weeks. Granted, it was only to walk around, do things, just be outside. And I'm going to continue doing that. But at the same time, I want opportunities to be off of my phone. I want more opportunities to not be staring at my computer, because, and I will state this again, the more you have staring at your phone, the more time that you're staring at your phone, the more time that you're staring at your computer, the chances of social media psychosis go up. And what do I mean by social media psychosis? You guys who've been following along know exactly what the hell I mean by social media psychosis, which means that the powers that be who are running these platforms get to tell you whatever message they want to tell you while you're looking into it. And I'm tired of having to play this stupid game where I have to then play cognitive behavioral therapy with my own thoughts to make sure what I'm seeing is correct in what I'm interpreting. The news shows us what's happening, but everyone, I joined one of your live videos. I asked myself, why is this happening? Which is a good, thanks for it. Well, thank you, Spanish Fly. That's what I want everybody to be doing. That was the whole point of me coming on, to disseminate this information for myself so I don't go crazy. But if I know that I'm fighting it, I want you guys to have the opportunity and the same tools that I do so that you can look at it for what it is and have an opportunity to separate facts from fiction or narratives that are counterproductive to you being your best. You know why? Because if you are at your best, they can't feed you the information they want you to buy into. If you're at your best, you can separate fact from fiction. If you're at your best, you know when you're being fed bullshit to a higher degree, so you can analyze it. Free Candy says, sorry I haven't been around. Work's been busy with the Texas spike and all. Yes, I saw, and please be careful out there, Free Candy. You know we love you, and we do miss you here at the show, and it's great that you had joined us today. And I've been, of course, always paying attention to your art. And guys, if you haven't seen some of Free Candy's art, she has a wonderful Instagram. I will say it, if you have children, you might not want to look at it. She has a very artistic vision, but she likes to draw some of the most beautiful parts of the human anatomy. And so therefore you might want to be warned. All right. How would I do, Free Candy? Was that put properly? Research is essential. Yes, it is essential. How else are we going to be able to look at these things from an objective position to make sense of them in our lives? First of all, don't tell me how I need to interpret information. Number two, don't tell me how I need to interpret certain information. I will do those things for myself. I will come up with the reason why I need to, and I will come up with how I interpret it. Don't tell me how to interpret these messages or why I need to interpret it the way you want me to interpret it. The hell out of here with this stuff. This show is for all of us to look at things objectively, point out the facts, and for us to come to our own conclusions that make us better so that we may create the immediate world around us into a better place for all of us, even Muppets, to make the world a better place. Now, I got to go, guys. You've been awesome. What a crowd today. Thank you all, guys, for joining. Art Nelson, join Parlor. I'm working on it. I'm going to head over there. I just haven't gotten around to it with everything else that I haven't gotten around to. Guys, if you enjoy what I have to say and you enjoy my unique take on things and my objective look, and you want to understand how to do that for yourself and learn some of these tools, well, check out the Art of Charm Communication Accelerator. It is in the link tree of our Instagram, the link tree of our Twitter bio, and in the description of YouTube. And the Art of Charm Communication Accelerator has all of our best bits for influence, persuasion, networking, and connection, and the best bits from all of our online classes, live training programs, and expert guests from over the last 15 years. This stuff is awesome. This stuff will make your life better. So check it out, tune into it, and hit me up. Let's talk about it. Love you all. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I will see you right here tomorrow at our usual time. Right, Animal? See you guys.